How will you react, or what was your take on the ongoing tussle between the two PDP Urhobo sons who are in PDP, one of the aspirants talking about Edevbie and the PDP governorship flag bearer? What's your reaction? What's your take on
it? It's very unfortunate. I say it's unfortunate because both of them are two great Urhobo illustrious children. What is happening is not between an Urhobo and an Ijo or an Udokwa and Urhobo man. It's not also between an Urhobo man, it's either with Shekiri or Anioma. Something like this shouldn't happen at all. Every time we preach about Urhobo unity, say Urhobo should be united, Urhobo should be united. And whenever any electoral matters or traditional matters comes up, people almost want to break their heads because of position. It is very unfortunate. More so, the reason of Chief Edevbie going to court. If he had gone to court to complain of primary malpractices, yes, okay, it's normal, it's right. But you see, going to say that a fellow Urhobo man does not have that there's discrepancy in his certificate simply because he has lost primary, is to me and to us in UPU is not proper. Not proper because the man has been there in government that he has also worked with. Now, if an Ijo man who also participated in the primary, or the Undogo man who also participated in the primary and lost, did not go to court to challenge the Urhobo man who won. Why? If we believe in ourselves, if we are a united people, will an Urhobo man go to court to challenge his fellow Urhobo man because of certificate discrepancy? Degrees, higher degrees, are not relevant in electoral matters. What the law says is school certificate. So if you have your school certificate and in school certificate, the photograph of the person, of the owner of the certificate, is always there. If he's there and he has that, but the subsequent one, there's discrepancy, he shouldn't warrant this kind of thing. Assuming now, it does not automatically mean that if the flag bearer of the PDP, Honorable Chief Sheriff Okorevori, is disqualified. It does not automatically mean that the person who came second, who did not get the required minimum vote, will automatically be there. It's a PDP, purely a PDP matter. It's not a court matter. Court can disqualify, but the court cannot say, "Oh, you will replace him." If the PDP so decide tomorrow that in our own this thing, the way they decide, they bring another person who is non-Urhobo, and at the end of the day, because of the many Urhobo candidates vying for that position of government, it's possible that Urhobo may lose the governorship again. Because as of today, we have not less than 3 other Urhobos vying for the position. If another person from another tribe comes up now, if PDP so decides, and he wins the election, what will happen? We'll go back to the drawing board after say 2027. In Urhobo land, we have 3 federal constituencies. You have the Ughelli federal constituency. You have the Osu, that is Okpe, Saple, and Uye federal constituencies. You have the Edevbie federal constituency. Now, as of today, we have already Oma Agige from the Okpe, from the Ughelli North federal constituency, and this same federal constituency of Ughelli, we also have Chief Bagi, Kenneth Bagi. In Edevbie federal constituency, you have Chief Great Urhobo. The Osu federal constituency, you now say because of certificate, it cannot be there. So Ughelli federal constituency should produce 3 persons. Whereas, as a matter of fact, Ughelli, the Umogu descendants, that is the Osu, have never produced governor in this state before. Out of the 3 federal senatorial constituencies. Does it mean that these people will be happy and say we are the other Urhobos love us, and so another person that comes up, even the person who went to court, if he gets the ticket, does he think that the Umogu descendants will cast their vote for him? This kind of action will divide Urhobo further, and we should not be working towards the division of Urhobo. Rather, how do we bridge everybody together? How do we give all the different dialects, different nationalities in Urhobo land? How do we make them have sense of belonging? This is very paramount. There are things that people will see where it has happened, Let him go. You see, I know that people must be instigating our great son and amiable Chief David Edevbie to say, no, it won't happen, no, this happens, like what some politicians will do. But when even Jonathan was pushed as president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria, to say, go and do this, don't concede. He said, this position, if his position will make other Nigerians to die unjustly, then let the position go. Why can't we do this to ourselves? An Hausa man will do that. A Yoruba man will do that. But the Yoruba man will not, is saying that he will never do that. You see, I want to appeal to the chieftain of PDP, the elders and leaders of PDP, to settle this matter out of law. Because if we bring about more wider division in Urhobo land, which we don't want at all. There are other Urhobos who are very close to the Honorable Chief Edevbie, who can prevail him that please forget about it. Forget about it. Let him go wherever he gets it. Because tomorrow is another day. He's a young man, and in a society we can say, oh, he tried last time and this is what happened. He graciously withdrew his court case. Let's give him this protection. People will be grateful. But if he goes and at the end of the day, Urhobo is further divided, it will not be in the interest of anybody in Urhobo land. That is my appeal. I'm not saying that they have gone wrong, but I am saying that to promote Urhobo unity, this issue of certificate discrepancy should not be taken that seriously to the extent of denying the representative of a great people, and the only candidate they have is for the governorship. So that's the way I see it, and it's an appeal. And when I talk like this, people who don't know, they'll say, oh, the Omene has received something, that's why it's something. I can prove it. When I endorsed the Edevbie the other time, ask him whether he gave me cover to endorse him at that time. When I think it's 2015, he can say it. I am not after money. I am after the truth. I am after what is good for Urhobo. You cannot come to me with anything and I will jettison what is good for Urhobo. I will always say what is in the interest of the Urhobo people of Nigeria. I'm only appealing. Thank you.